Livy's down the tracks. Oh, wrong way. We just down here playing around. Not really doing anything. Just walking along the tracks. She wanted to come out and play and walk along the tracks. Not really looking for anything. We're in the center part of town where the old train station is. That's down there. I'll show it to you in a bit. We'll head back down that way shortly. But just thought I would show you what we're doing today. It's the winter solstice. It is December 21st, 2016. The shortest day of the year. It's hard to say the longest day of the year. That's the summer solstice. This is the winter solstice. Many cultures celebrate this day as a religious holiday, I guess, or something. I don't know. They believe that's what Stonehenge is all about. There's many monuments built about the winter and the summer solstices. But we're just out here having a good time. It's a choo-choo train. Slow train. That is one long coal car. Wheel's got a flat spot on it. You hear that bump, bump, bump? That's a flat spot on the wheel. It's going slow enough you could jump on and go for a ride.
Another
go, girl. Bye-bye, train.
I got hooked. I found the hook. I found the hook.
Yeah, I think this train track needs a little fixing here and there. It needs a little love.
Oh, yeah. Oh, crap. Somebody tried to cut through this, Papa.
That's where they welded it together. Didn't do a good job. Welded it together. And you fix that too. It's the Moncks Corner train depot. They turned it into a museum when I was a kid. They used to use it for something else. This fence is not too old. Wasn't here before. It used to be a train that came from down there around in front of there and then went down and got back on the track down there. You can see the train that we just passed by. It parked down there. Yep. What are you doing down there? Moncks Corner train depot. It's a Christmas wreath. They've since added air conditioning to this place, so they put it in this bin. When I was a kid, you used to go in that door right there. They've added Christmas lights to stay up all year round. Moncks Corner Depot, Social Center and Commercial Center yesterday and today. Let's see a picture of the railroad track. Picture of the way it used to look right there. I'll move slow in case you want to read it. You can pause it and read it if you like. This is considered a national park, so I can't metal detect here. I'm going to assume this is like passenger list or something. No, it's how many miles to each city. Strawberry is not 23 miles. It's not even 4 miles. It's more like 12 miles. That's distance from Charleston. Okay, gotcha. Mount Holly's a lot farther away than 19 miles. Bono, St. Stephen. So we're 29 miles away from Charleston. I don't know what that means. But anyway, that's the schedule from 1862, courtesy of Duke University Libraries. Notice that it took 9 hours to travel from Charleston to Florence. That's a slow-ass train. I can drive it in 2. Anyway. Savor the South Carolina National Heritage Corridor landscapes from the foot of the Blue Ridge Mountains to the historic seaports of the Low Country, and discover true South Carolina charm and history at that address. National Park. They've since added these. There used to be steps there. These guardrails were never here. Them windows ain't original. You know, somebody's office, director of public service. Visiting center by appointment only. Meeting hall and freight room. We'll walk up these stairs. None of this used to be here. We're just gonna walk up. We ain't going in nothing, okay? Original beadboard on the ceiling of the patio. It looks like that on the inside, or it used to. Used to have that on the walls too. All this has been redone. This is not original. Of course, this is not original, but you can see what the walls look like on the inside. This is an old door on the inside of that. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's that beadboard, and that's an old door right there that slides back and forth like a barn door. This has been rebuilt many times.
They did back place right there.
Yeah. This has been rebuilt. It actually caught on fire and burnt this part off. Some kids were playing around out here. And that's an original vent. It's a huge vent. Has a screen in it. I don't know if you can tell, but the screen is packed with dirt. But I don't think this was original to the original building. I think this was added later. Because like I said, this part of the building actually burned off at one point. These, I think, are replaced as well. Definitely replaced since the fire. But you can come out here and see how they've weathered poorly over the years.
This was still.
They tried to make it look like old style, but you could tell old style was never painted, and that's not an old style lamp. And there may have been a sign up there at one time like that. Old Moncks Corner train depot. Walk around the side here. Those buildings over there used to be old storefront many moons ago.
But thankfully, they know
Another one of those sliding doors. You could see the original hasp on there where they used to lock it. You can see the bolts for the hinges. They go up and slide back and forth on a rail. And it just goes down and back around to where we just came from.
And we're not allowed to.
Well, we can, but I'm not going to. Wasp nest. You can see where they added on to that one. Actually, that's where the truss comes through. Whoever built this did a bad job. This part is actually bowed, leaning out like that.
But this is pretty cool.
Yep, it's pretty cool. And
Seats.
back in the day, this used to be a street. And that was the old blacksmith shop. This store here, this part was added later. But you see that two-story building right there? That's an original store, and used to live on top. Now it's all one store called Barron's. This bank didn't used to be here. There was another building here that was historical, but they tore it down and built that.
It sounds like it's called Barron's.
Yeah, they tore down most of these old buildings around here to put up new buildings. Like I was saying, most of these are old buildings that were renovated. That one used to be really nice before they turned it into whatever it is now. Off the track, I think it's going to become a Brett's restaurant. But from the train tracks there all the way down Main Street used to be old businesses where people used to work, and their houses used to be behind there. And they're touring it all down. And then we talk about saving history. As a matter of fact, that green building that's right there, the front part of it used to be an old automotive place called Jordan Chevrolet. When I was a kid, we used to go in the back part where the mechanics were, and we would they'd have a soda machine. It was only a nickel. It was the kind you pull the soda straight out. You pull one halfway out and you could unload the whole machine. But let's see, I'm gonna zoom in on old Howard's over there. This old Howard's restaurant, it don't have the same owner, but that restaurant has been there since the 40s, I think. But it's kind of a Moncks Corner landmark. And that building's been renovated so many times right there, it's not even original. Mr. Williams has a feed store behind that building. That's been there for 75 to 100 years. And you can see those green buildings over there. Those have been there a long time, 100 years plus. Okay, you remember I was talking about Howard's. This is Howard's. This is Main Street, Moncks Corner, the right side of the street. You can see all the way down to that blue wall. There used to be a building on the corner there that they tore down and built a gas station across from the old Jordan Chevrolet. A mural on the side of Howard's restaurant. There used to be another building in this lot. They've torn it down. Like I said, that bank didn't used to be there. They built a small park in between the buildings. This building here is Barron's. It used to be a really nice department store. They painted it and made it look like crap. And had windows in the front. They blocked them all in. And as you can see down the main street, they've put awnings up. They used to have awnings, but not them ugly ass things right there. And then there used to be buildings all the way down. You might see the sign down there that says City Trends. That used to be the dime store, and Jordan Chevrolet sit right beside it in that park. I noticed that building had all those scrapes on it, huh? I have no clue what could have done that. Except for maybe that flagpole. Must have got bent over in the storm and did that. Looks like a truck ran up over it, like a barrier, don't it? You can see this old storefront, how it has the front door that dips in. And that one, all these stores used to be like that back in the day. But not anymore. It's a shame to see them all go.
I haven't walked down here in a while.
You can see how this door dips in. They have the display windows here. Those have been covered up with siding.
These are bulletproof.
Huh?
Bulletproof?
Nah, these ain't bulletproof. You see they put in the old rock ceiling to cover up the 10-foot lap boards, B-boards. The sidewalk's been redone in concrete. And then there used to be a building, I don't care. There used to be a building here that was where they built the bank, and you can see they have windows on the side of this. So the space that was left, they decided to turn into a park between the buildings, which I'm sure very few people come to unless you work in one of these places. Which, you know, this tree is nice in the summertime. But you can see where the old windows used to be. I always thought it was a shame to cover up a window. They were put there for a reason. These here are actually for utility purposes, so it was probably to circulate air between the two buildings. You can see the rough mortar, how the mortar's all roughed up like that. That's the way they used to do it back in the day. Okay, we're at the old park. That road right back there used to come all the way through.
Look at there!
And they have, oh sorry. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be doing that. Come on, hop down. But they turned it into a park. That road used to come all the way through. They don't want you to come through there no more. This is where Jordan Chevrolet used to be. This was the parking lot where they had cars for sale. And then that part there was the showroom. And then back there was where I was telling you about the Coke machine and the mechanics part was. They have since turned it into a fountain. to plant flowers here in the spring. You can see it says, "An appreciation to Santee Cooper for design and construction." That's because they provide the power to the town and they make all the money. But anyway, it's a pretty fountain. It's a nice lamp post. I imagine when those trees grow up, it'll be a nice shaded park. Nice shrubs. If they don't keep them cut down though, they'll become a safety issue. Somebody could hide behind them, jump out, and kill you. You see the donors' names on the bricks down here. Fred Shipley, I knew him.
Who's that?
These are people who donated money to build this.
Help to build this?
No, they donated the money that paid for this.
You probably
Somebody might have died. Family donated money.
Your dad did it?
No.
Oh.
Somebody died, they donated money to remember them by putting their name in the sidewalk. But that used to be the old dime store right there. Not anymore. They done ripped out the front. There's the gas station. Something about they tore down 3 buildings to make that. That one's been remodeled. That one down there's been remodeled. One on the corner down there with the yellow roof on it, been remodeled. Look at the front of the dime store, it's been remodeled. It used to have, it used to have, well, it still does, kind of, the inset storefront, but they changed all the glass in it. You can see the original concrete right there compared to the new concrete. When I was a kid, that was a tough step to get up. They used to have a sandy pony right there in the middle.
How's this hard to get up?
When I was a kid, it came all the way down to here. Look at that bubblegum people to spit out. All right, back to the tracks. This old house is one of the original houses. I guess they're about 100 or so years old. There used to be a nut on the other side of it down there, and one on this side of it, and they tore them down to build businesses like this insurance company, and they used to go all the way down. So you had businesses down here, and then you had houses down here, and they tore them all down. They don't do that in other towns, just this stupid town.